I had a lot of purple socks in my life. They came into my life in first year of high school. I was a big Prince fan already for a few years, probably since around the time Purple Rain came out. And also, there was something about school that I hated. And what that was how boring and awful everybody's socks were. It was a vast majority of white socks everywhere. I guess they were selling them in 10 packs, probably. They were so popular. But I hated white socks. And you could maybe buy black socks, or you could buy sports socks, I guess, but they were usually white as well, with lines and stuff on them, I guess. But everybody had white socks. And one day, I had an idea that maybe I could change the color of my white socks to being purple socks. And indeed, it was simply a matter of going down to the local haberdashery, would you call it? Yeah, they sold all sorts of things. Shoes and trousers and jackets and dresses and needles and pins and wool and threads and dyes. So I bought a little round circular tin, I guess you say, of cold dye in purple. You just poked a few holes in it. I stabbed it with a steak knife, basically, and put it in the water. I do remember shaking it, but you weren't really getting it out so much. Left it in the water, and it must have been a big basin or something I had, because I did all the socks at once. Maybe not so many socks, maybe 10 pairs of socks at a maximum. It wouldn't even have been that many, I'm sure. This was the 80s. Socks were expensive. But I soaked them, and I would have followed the instructions. And if it said to rinse them after, I would have rinsed them after. I do remember adding salt. Yeah, salt was involved in the process. As a fixing agent, perhaps, I only guess. Maybe, I don't know. And yeah, so they got rinsed, as they do. And I would have hung them outside to dry on the washing line, no doubt. And I guess I was absolutely over the moon excited with what I had just done, with what I had achieved. Of course, I hadn't worn them yet, so they weren't quite finished, but they were very nearly ready. They were purple, and they were hanging on my washing line, so that's kind of good. Don't know any other kids that had purple socks hanging on their washing lines much. Other than sporting, perhaps, if even. So they dried, yes. I do recall that the dye, maybe I didn't rinse them properly, maybe I didn't put enough salt in, maybe I didn't fix it properly, but I do recall purple feet a little bit, not much. I think just higher than my toe, from my toes coming up my foot, just up in the middle, like around that area, like underneath your shoelace kind of thing. I do remember purple there, which didn't bother me, of course. It was like a scar. It was like yeah, I did this and it wasn't easy and it turned me purple, damn it. So the purple socks were great, and they lasted me quite a while. Certainly the following year after, I was still wearing purple socks. No, I had since acquired new socks, probably. I never dyed any socks purple again. Because I guess since that time, like the plague, I avoided white socks and black socks and boring socks. Now, and for many, 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 many years, not quite that time, but I only wear odd socks. It would kill me. It would literally kill me if I looked down at my feet and I saw that I was wearing a pair of matching socks. Oh no, I cannot do this. I am not that kind of person. I do not conform in these simple, stupid ways. It's just not me. It's my expression. Like my hair is my expression. It's like a half a mohawk I have. I need to shave it again at the sides, and then it'll be more of a mohawk, extreme, and then my wife will be complaining again about the mohawk. I always had extreme hair too, in many ways, dyeing it many colors. I was black, I was redhead, I was a blonde. But that's another story for another video. This is about the purple socks. And literally stepping out different, right? Yeah, I was stepping out different because my socks were purple. I just got that right now this second speaking about it. It's so long since I've even thought about such things. These videos are the recall moments, where I'll go a little bit deep into my memories about as much as I can remember about them. Yeah, those purple socks were great. I went on then, yes, here's what I did later was, about 2 years after, it would have been 4th or 3rd year of high school, and I bought a pair of white chinos, just cotton chinos, nice finish, good quality, and I dismantled them. I took them apart at the seam down the crotch line. It's one of my first adventures into fashion, and I dyed one leg green in a basin, and when that was all done, next day I dyed the other leg red in a basin. And then when they gone through all the dyeing and they were dry, I stitched them back up together again. So now I had a pair of trousers with one leg green and one leg red. And it's a rare thing to see outside a circus, except maybe, you know. But they got stolen, didn't they? Which I realized is a mark of great respect when they're going to steal your clothes, you know. And it disappeared from me while I was in boarding school. They were just gone one day. I probably didn't even notice them. It wasn't exactly the kind of thing I was wearing every day, you know what I'm saying? These were special trousers. And then I realized they were gone. So that was it, they were gone. What could I do? I don't care. And then a few months later, summertime, it was definitely summertime, and everybody was out in the parks and the streets of Dublin City, and I was walking through Stephen's Green, which is a famous park in Dublin city centre, and just near Grafton Street, and there was a guy just walking along like a regular guy, because I mean everybody's regular when they're just walking along, aren't they? And he's wearing my trousers, and he's happy as Larry, and he's quite proudly walking through the park, bum bum bum, wearing my trousers. I'd never seen this guy in my life before. This guy was not the criminal. This guy just received stolen goods, probably unknowingly. That these were not any old trousers. These were a work of art, handmade by me, Mike Deegan. But I really did smile. I genuinely did. I mean, some people might have gone over and grabbed the guy and said, "They're my pants, give me them back." But I didn't do that at all. I was very pleased, totally pleased to see that somebody would wear what I created. I'm so proud he was wearing them. It just made me so happy. So sometimes when people steal things off you, it can be okay. You know, it's not okay to steal. I have a jacket that I bought in France one time. It's got a metal content in the weave of the fabric. It's very unique. It doesn't look very spectacular or anything, but it's very cool. And it got stolen from me again. This time I think probably in something like a cafe or something on the back of a chair. I may have forgotten it even. Maybe it wasn't stolen, maybe it was just left behind and somebody picked it up and took it on. But I love that jacket. And eventually I managed to find another one and I bought it. And I was walking by the sea close to where I live here in Dublin one day, and quite a few people out walking by the sea that day. It was a nice sunny day, and this guy, I paused looking out over the wall. Maybe I had my kids with me, I think, actually, and these two guys just close to me, and one of them says, "Hey, you got the same jackets." And that's when his friend kind of maybe recognized me from a coffee shop a long time ago or something, and realized it was my jacket he was wearing. So, you know, immediately, like the pickpockets that I mentioned in the previous video, they immediately just turned on their heels and walked as quick as they could the other direction. One of them, the guy wearing my jacket, and his friend, a bit confused, looking around, slowly heading off after him. So yeah, so sometimes, you know, I guess my wife wouldn't agree, but I say I got great taste and style. I train as a ladies' tailor. Come on, I've been buying Vogue magazine since I was in junior school. I'm into fashion, but that's another story for another video. So, super stuff. As you can see, the sun's been going down here around me, so it's kind of getting dark. I don't think it was dark at the beginning of the video. Maybe it was. Anyway, have a great evening, morning, day, night, whatever it is for you guys. See you later.